Hi class, today I'm going to be doing an extension video. This video is going to look at divisibility. So we're going to be using rules to see if we can decide if one number can be evenly divided by another. So we can't have any remainders. So if I had the number 13 and I want to divide it by 2, I have 2 can go into 13 6 times without going over. 6 times 2 is 12. I subtract, I get 1 left over. So I get 6 remainder 1 when I divide it. This means that it is not divisible by 2 because there's a remainder. So we can't have any remainders. It has to go in evenly. So the rule for 2 is that if it is even, meaning that the ones place or it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8, then it is divisible by 2. So if I had 12 divided by 2, this 2 and the 12, the 2 in the ones place of the 12 is even, means that this can evenly divide into a number, which would be 6. If I had 14 divided by 2, the 4 is in the ones place, it ends in an even number, can be divided by 2, it's 7. If I had 34, the 4 is even, so I could divide that by 17. Oh, 2 equals to 17, sorry about that. Let's try that again. 34 divided by 2 equals to 17. As long as the ones place is even, then it is divisible by 2. If it is not, if it's odd, it is not divisible by 2. Remember how we saw 13 divided by 2? We ended up with a remainder. Okay, the rule for 3 is if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. What does that mean? So if I have 54, I want to take the sum of those two digits. So I have 5 plus 4 equals to 9. I know 3 times 3 equals 9. So that means that 54 is divisible by 9. Let's try another one. I have 63. 6 plus 3 equals to 9. I know 3 times 3 equals 9, so 63 is divisible by 3. Let's try 82. 8 plus 2 equals to 10. I don't know any number that I can multiply by 3 to get to 10, so 82 would not work for 3. And again, here is our rule. Here is our rule that we just went over. Okay, now we're going to check 4. So the last two digits are divisible by 4. So if I have 120, I need to take only the last two digits, 20. Can I divide 20 by a number and get a whole number without a remainder? I know 4 times 5 equals to 20. That means that 120 is divisible by 4. If I had 115, I'm going to look at the last two. Can I multiply 4 times a number to get to 15? I don't know any numbers that would get me there, so it would get me a remainder. So 115 would not work. The last two digits are divisible by 4. Number 5, this one's one of my favorite. It ends in a 5 or 0. So if I have the number 45, it ends in a 5, which means that I have to have a number to multiply by 5 to get to 45. 9 times 5 equals 45. What about 100? It ends in a 0. 5 times 20 equals to 100. What about 106? It does not end in a 0 or 5, so it is not divisible by 5. Okay, rule for 6 is that it is divisible by 2 and 3, meaning it has to follow both of those rules that we just talked about. So let's review those rules. So we have the number 72. Rule number 2 says that it has to be even. It is even, so it is divisible by 2. Let's see, the sum of the digits is divisible by 3, so we have to do 7 plus 2 equals to 9, and I know 3 times 3 equals to 9, so that would also work. So 72 can be divided by 6, which equals to 12. Okay. Number 8 is very similar to 6. It has to be divisible by 2 and 4. So if I have this number 112, I look at the divisibility rule for 2. It has to be even. So I look here, it's even. And then I look at the rule for 4. The last 2 digits are divisible by 4, so 12. Can I divide something by 4 to get to 12? Yes, I can. I can divide 12 divided by 4 equals to 3, so that would work. Number 9, the sum of the digits is divisible by 9. So if I have 81, I have to add the sum. 8 plus 1 equals to 9. 9 divided by 9 equals to 1. Okay, if I had 72, 7 plus 2 equals to 9. 9 divided by 9 equals to 1. So both 81 and 72 would be divisible by 9. And then finally, this is another favorite one. If it ends in 0, then it is divisible by 10. So if I have 10, it ends in 0, it's divisible by 10. If I have 30, it ends in 0, it's divisible by 10. That would be 10 times 3. Okay. I'm going to highlight the ones that are really easy and simple to use. That's going to be number 10. It's going to be number 5. 2. Just checking to see if it's even. These 3 that I highlighted, those ones just look at the last digit. So those ones are really simple to use. 3 and 4 and 9, we have to remember what the sum of the digits are. Okay, I hope this helps, and I hope we refer back to it often.